like I said, man, I'm looking forward to this year's Olympics. I think this is going to be one of the most interesting Olympics that we've had. I think this is going to be one of the most competitive Olympics that we've been able to have. And I think it's something to be able to get a great start on. So I wanted to really talk down and be able to break down what we got for the Olympics this year. And we're going to break this down through a nice little presentation, if you may. All right. So first and foremost, man, want to introduce you. All right, this is our 20. Hold on, I gotta get the music right. I didn't do this correctly. All right, there we go. All right, so what we got, man, our 2024 Olympic Rugby, 2024 Paris Olympic Rugby Sevens roster watch. We had been doing this 2 weeks ago. We got a few, but like I said, they've been dropping like crazy lately. All right, so let's get this one started right off the bat. First off, let's look at women's rugby, Pool C, all right? Pool C involves the USA, France, Japan, and Brazil, all right? Again, this one's an interesting one because low-key, it's not a pool of death, but Japan and Brazil have more talent on them than you give them credit, all right? But let's start off with what it is. The great USA, baby. All right, USA women are led off immediately by Nia Tapper and Lauren Doyle, all right? These two have obviously been veterans. Nia Tapper was in the Olympics in 2020, 2021. Lauren Doyle has been there since 2016. I'm assuming this is going to be amongst her last Olympics. She's been in this, but a good effort. Nia Tapper, on the other hand, has been captaining for this USA Sevens team for the last 3 years. And I think it has been amazing for improving her game. I've talked about this before where I've said 2021 Olympics, I thought that she was slacking a little bit. She was lacking the speed that we knew from her wasn't there. But since she took over the leadership role, I feel like her play has improved because she has to lead by example. But we still have a really great team that's going along with it. All right, we got Christy Kirst, speedster. Spiff Cedric, Steph Rovetti, Sarah Levy, Kayla Kinnett, Sammy Sullivan, who I've seen since 2019 in military. Amazing. And we've seen her play incredible during these sevens games. Absolutely incredible play. Ileana Marr, nothing needs to be said. We know about her. Ariana Ramsey, who's going to be entering her second Olympics. Alev Kelter entering her third Olympics. Alina Olsen, and then in reserve, Nicole Haverland and Chris Thomas. Both have been in 3 Olympics. This will be their third Olympics, respectively. Now, what makes this one interesting is we've seen this team play really well over the course of the HSB Sevens, but their trouble has always been Australia. Australia has been a huge linchpin in the ability for USA to get to that medaling round. And they haven't won one. They've beaten New Zealand. They have beaten Canada. They've beaten France. Obviously not Great Britain because Great Britain doesn't play in the HSBC Sevens, but they've beaten England. But Australia is the one. I do feel like we have something a lot better, and I feel like this is a significantly more improved USA women's team than 2020, 2021. Number one, Ariana Ramsey. All right. In 2020, 2021, Ariana Ramsey was brand new. All right. Speedster. Brand new. Needed to still get work in. I feel like she is coming back stronger. She's tackling better, but she has better vision of the game than she did 4 years ago. All right. Alev Kelter, always a game changer, always tough nose, will bring in a defense in any what way. But I don't think she's going to be as important in this as it has been in the past. She hasn't played very much during the HSBC Sevens. She's playing really overseas in the Premiership. So, it makes sense that she hasn't been doing too much Sevens, but it's not like you have to work too hard and getting cohesion with the group. She's very easy to fit into the mix. But having her as a backup, especially against Ileana Marr, Sammy Sullivan, I think is going to be really significant. Which brings me to who I think really is going to be the game changer. Even though you can see she's TikTok star, that is not what her limit is. Ileana Marr definitely is going to be really what brings the defense in, and especially when we're going up against Australia and New Zealand that are going to be actively working to take advantage of the outside and use their speedsters. Ileana Marr really cramping that style and really putting a hit on them, especially in the middle, and really trying to constrict those defenses and those offenses is going to be really significant. It's going to be really helpful. Chrissy Kirsch, speedster, obviously working in a fly half, going to be doing it second one. This is her second Olympics, veteran support. This one, I do feel like is the first time that we've had, not the first time, but we finally had our breakaways since maybe the 2016-2017 campaign. Chris Thomas being on travel reserve is wild. Don't get me wrong, because she has been like one of the most dynamic players for women's for the women's sevens team since 2013, 2014, maybe 2015 at the 2015 maybe. And it is wild. Obviously, we're missing some other players, but it speaks volumes to what we have on the edge. Spiff Cedric, breakaway. Nia Tapper, again, coming off of the breakaway. I think this is a team we know that can get to at least a quarterfinals. All right. Let me continue on here. Getting on to Brazil. Now, I'm jumping it back because this is the order where they release their stuff. Now, Brazil, I talk about Brazil because these two women, the Costas twins, are probably one of the most dynamic playmakers in rugby, and they're very unassuming because, again, not a lot of people have a lot of faith in Brazil rugby, and obviously they're still developing, they're still coming along, but they've been absolutely dominating in South America, right? From the women's side, absolutely dominating. And Thalita and Thalia are so fast. Like, these are the mighty mice, all right? Like Jasmine Joyce, Michaela Blythe, Faith Nason, these are mighty mouses for their team, but there's two of them, and they're sisters for Brazil. So I look at them, and this is one of those situations where you really get a chance to be able to see what the Brazil team goes, but I think the weakness for this team probably comes in the rest of it, unfortunately. For this team, you got Marcel Souza, you got Blanca Silva, Gabrielle Lima, Giselle Gomez, Yasmin Soares, Milena Mariano, Mariana Nicola, Mariana Fioravanti, Raquel Cocan, and Luisa Campos, with Leila Silva and Alina Furtado in the travel reserve. Again, this is going to be a team that's going to play teams hard. I don't think they're going to win anything, but they're going to play teams hard. And again, they're building up very similar to how South Africa is. Slow, steady team. They've been able to show themselves out inside their region, which is most important. Win your region first, and then go to the international. Obviously, in the U.S. HSBC 7, they just barely made the cut. They continue to stay in it. Tough team, but you know they're scrappy. All right. Next up, we got Japan. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know that much about Japan, unfortunately, just because they've not been that much. But Yumi Hirano is going to be captaining for this team, and is going to be following up with the rest of the team: Arasani Nishi, Shiaki Sagusa, Shiharu Nakamura. Now, Shiharu Nakamura, I do know, because Shiharu Nakamura is going to be intending her third Olympics. She's the captain for the 2016 team, which was a tough team. That was a tough team. They broke. Like, they were like a great first half team, but they just did not have the ability to like turn it up more. Didn't have the athletic talent, to say the least. You got Emil Tanaka, Sakura Mitsutani, Rinka Matsuda, Hanaku Utsumi, Honoka Tetsumi, Marin Kajiki, Mei Otani, and Wakaba Hara. All right. Great squad. Won Asia Pacific, beat China. You know, they're a team that also wins in their region. Just how good they are is to be determined. All right, to be determined. And next, we got France. And this French team probably is one of my favorite teams to watch, particularly for the two leaders in Anne-Cécile Siofani and Seraphine Okemba. I remember seeing them. This is going to be, I think, their third Olympics, respectively. Anne-Cécile Siofani is a hereditary Olympian. Both her parents were Olympic athletes, and she moved over from, I think, soccer to come play rugby. This woman is a straight up gazelle. Straight up gazelle. Long leg run, takes up a lot of space, and she is way faster than her run speed looks because she can pick up so much yards with so little few steps. And the other one, Seraphine Okemba, who was the other wing, battering ram. Absolute battering ram through. And these two were like a disgusting combination. Absolutely disgusting combination between them for France. So coming in dangerously, still coming with that. And really the biggest difference in this French team is going to be the fact that they do not have Fanny Orta, who had been the captain up until the 2021-2022 season when she retired. Went from, I think, 2013, 2012 until 2022 when she retired out after the Olympics, which I think they ended up finishing second in that Olympics in 2021, 2020, and 2020, 2021. So following with the French women, they are going to have Camille Gracineau, Yolani Yangu, Carla Nissan, Lou Noel Riviera, Caroline Drown, who is basically another replicant of Seraphine Okemba, basically. Just another replicant. Just another basic replicant. Chloe Jacquet, Chloe Pelly, again, two veterans. Ian Johnson, Joanna Greasy, Lily Dezu, and then coming in with veteran Shannon Izar, and then Alicia Christianens as the travel reserve. Strong travel reserve, strong French team. Now, looking at this, I think straight up it's going to be USA and France. Like, again, no offense to Japan and Brazil, but they just do not have the foot talent to be able to compete at this level. They're going to play well. Again, first half for it. I think the Japan-Brazil game should be an interesting one. Probably will end up being maybe the 9th, 10th, or 11th place game, something to that effect. But I'm thinking it's going to be the 9th place game. I think it might actually be the 11th place game. But like, they're going to play well. But this one, USA and France, this one is not only a hard rivalry going on here, but these two are both medal contenders for this year. So I really, really look forward to that. Again, Siofani and Okemba, they get me excited to watch. It's like watching Naya Ileana and Ariana Ramsey going through. But that outside force, again, that's going to be the power. How many people are going to be able to see distance at the wings? Olympic Games kick off on for the men's. It's July 24th through the 27th, and then for the women, it's July 28th. July 28th through the 30th, man. So this would be a really interesting one. Definitely catch it out.
Buckwheat is changing lives. My name is GiftTime. I'm here with Health Enhanced Foods, and I want to tell you about one of my favorite products on our shelves, buckwheat baking mix. Buckwheat is a seed that is incredibly nutrient and protein dense. But what makes it even more important, that buckwheat baking mix is absolutely gluten-free. A lot of times whenever people have buckwheat mixes, they actually even hold wheat inside of it. So you know it's not fully gluten. And if you're a person that is celiac or diabetic, or you're just really trying to be health conscious, it's not something that you want to have to worry about. What makes our buckwheat baking mix even more important is that it is versatile. You can use it for pancakes, you can use it for waffles, you can use it for making loaves of bread, you can make it for cupcakes. But what helps even more is that it is allergen free, it is nut free, it is dairy free, that there is no additional additives in it. There's no leavening there, so that if you want to be able to raise your bread, you can put in the baking powder yourself and get it fluffy. If you don't, you absolutely do not have to. You get the bread that you love without the cost to your health. You can absolutely find buckwheat baking mix at healthenhancedfoods.com. Absolutely check it out. Get your nostalgia back. Get back to eating and loving the way that you are, and absolutely get back to the energy that you know that you can get without having to destroy yourself. I'm looking forward to seeing you get it. Let's go.